All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back inside the janitor's closet. Josh and Bryce here with you folks for our Thanksgiving NFL Best Bets show. Not the weekly Best Bets show that you're accustomed to on this channel, a special edition specifically for this Thursday's Thanksgiving slate. Folks, we want to say we're thankful for you guys tuning in. Thankful you for your guys' support throughout the what is almost 2 years now, I think, Josh. And we're certainly thankful for a 3-1 record in last week's slate, which we're looking to build upon with 4 plays on Thanksgiving Day. Josh, we got 3 games. You've been sending me some stats throughout. You've been in your research bag, I can tell, for this slate. We're going to have some plays in all 3 of these games
Yep.
on Thursday, the 27th here of November.
Yeah, no doubt, man. One of my favorite weeks of the year, American Thanksgiving. Funny how we all celebrate that almost just as much as the Americans do down south. But yeah, man, nothing like getting some football at noon on a Thursday, man, especially when it's my Green Bay Packers playing. So looking forward to that full day packed of football, and this year getting Friday football as well. Getting a little dessert as well on Friday. You kidding me? After the turkey and thanks and the stuffing on Thanksgiving Day. So looking forward to that. But this show is only for the Thursday plays, and hopefully we can carry over some momentum from last week. Nice 4-1 week, our best week in a little while. It's just been for weeks, man, just treading water here. So hopefully we can finally get back on the right track here and like finally start to put together a little bit of a streak here. We're begging for one. So yeah, stay in the course, and hopefully it's a nice Thursday for us and we can really have some extra cash going into Sunday.
Yes, sir. And folks, if you're thankful for a little Thanksgiving props and plays coming your way, go ahead and do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to our free newsletter to your email. Get these plays right as Josh and I are placing them in ourselves into our betting accounts. You can do that in the link, the description of this video, free link. Just enter your email. Quick, easy. We're not going to take any money from you. We're not going to take a credit card. We're just looking to send these plays out just so you can get them before we tweet them out or before these videos come out. Without further ado, folks, I hope you left some room on your plate because we got 7 units coming
Woo!
at you for Thanksgiving. Josh, you mentioned your Green Bay Packers, a little NFC North date with the Detroit Lions. Let's start right there with your boys over in Green Bay.
Yeah, this should be a good one, man. The Packers obviously beat the Lions back in week one to start this season off, and these are two different teams at this point in time. The Detroit Lions are certainly a different team at this point coming into this game. I know a lot of people like Detroit on the side. Quite frankly, man, if I'm being completely honest, I think Green Bay can absolutely win this game on the road. But of course I do. But at the same time, the spot would tell you this is a really good spot for Detroit on the side. I definitely looked at them, but. What I do like even more is the total in this game, over 48. And I know that we even had somebody in the comments section last week tell us, fellas, you guys haven't been too hot on the totals this year. You guys had all your success. The run that you guys went on was doing a lot of sides, and absolutely that is the case. And we have not had our luck as much with the totals this season, but let's see if we can get off the schneid here. So over 48 for 2 units is the play here, Bryson. Quite frankly, there's a couple of reasons for this one. Really funny, random, whatever you want to call it, announced actually at the time of recording less than an hour ago. Frank Ragnow, the center, all-pro center for the Detroit Lions, who retired this offseason, decided, I'm done. And obviously was clearly missed throughout the first, 11, 12 weeks of this season, is back. And I'm not 100% certain, but I think that he might actually be playing in this game on Thursday, which is just nuts to think about the fact that he can just come back and step into an NFL game. Obviously, the big fella has been keeping himself in shape throughout this season, and so good for him. But that is a huge boost for the Detroit Lions and their offensive line and what they want to do. We know this team wants to run the ball. Detroit at home is obviously a different beast on that turf. And that is exactly where they're going to be. It's going to be much different when they had to travel to Green Bay in week one there. And this offense, I think, with Jahmyr Gibbs is humming right now. They're finding a stride. Green Bay in this game could be without Keyshawn Nixon, in which case that would leave Carrington Valentine as their number one corner in this game. And quite frankly, man, that's not a good spot that you want to be in if you're Green Bay Packers. Jeff Hafley has done an outstanding job as the defensive coordinator for the Packers in this game, but the defensive coordinator can only do so much. I think that this Green Bay, in order to win this game, it might have to be a track meet here. Now, I don't want to write the Green Bay Packers defense off completely. Don't get me wrong. I think that there's opportunity for Micah Parsons to wreak some havoc in this game and so on and so forth. But Jahmyr Gibbs in this running game has had a ton of success as of late. And I'm not going to lie, man, Green Bay's run defense has been sneaky, not bad, but has shown some cracks in the armor at times in recent weeks. And so going up against this Detroit Lions offense, if you allow them to run the ball, you allow that offense to really dictate how that game's going to kind of go. And so, and then on the flip side, Jordan Love, the Packers offense, I understand that the numbers on the surface haven't looked sexy for a little bit now. I get that. But Detroit Lions, this is the matchup that Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur love. This is an explosive, big play offense that relies on the explosive plays in order to get downfield. Detroit Lions play man coverage at one of the highest rates in the NFL. And when you talk about Jordan Love and the Packers offense against man coverage, man, we've talked about this spot for Green Bay in previous weeks this year. You know, why we've taken Green Bay in some spots earlier in the year. It's going up against certain matchups, and this is one of those matchups where this is going to allow Green Bay, in theory, to have their way and do what they want to do on offense with a lot of speed. Very noteworthy. Jaden Reed might be making his return in this, and that is the Green Bay Packers' best wide receiver. If he makes his return, that opens a lot of other things up, allows a lot of other guys to fall into their place on offense, and allows for a little bit of the speed, allows them to utilize their speed a little bit more in a little bit more of an advantageous way. So I'm thinking that the Green Bay Packers offense is going to find some success in this game. Also noteworthy, Kirby Joseph, again, not 100% certain, but it's trending this way. I'm not sure Terrion Arnold plays in this game again. Kirby Joseph, I'm not sure he plays in this game again. So you're talking about a Detroit Lions secondary that obviously just came off and was exploited by Jameis Winston and those New York Giants, not even a few days ago. Now they have to go up against what in my mind is a much better offense than the Green Bay Packers. And so I expect both offenses to get up for this game. I think this is going to be fireworks. I think there's going to be a ton of points in this game. We'll see who wins it. This should be a really good, we'll call it an appetizer, if you would, on Thanksgiving Day. Over 48 for 2 units.
All right, Josh. And the two teams we're going to talk about next, Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys, both looked like their season had kind of come to an end at halftime of last week's games. The Chiefs obviously down to the Colts fighting their way. Doesn't look like it's an uphill battle for them to take the division, obviously, at this point, looking to get a wild card spot. And the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, down 21-0 against the Philadelphia Eagles, their NFC East rival, come back and win that game as they still try and find their footing in a very crowded NFC playoff picture. They're going to meet up, and we're going to have two plays in this game between Kansas City and Dallas, Josh.
Yeah. Let's start with the side real quick. Kansas City -3 for 2 units is the play here. I understand Dallas is just coming off of this big win, this big comeback victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's not forget, you just kind of touched on it, Bryce. Kansas City winning that game in overtime against Indianapolis, that's a big win. Arguably as big, maybe even bigger than the Dallas Cowboys comeback victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City needed that in the worst way possible. And so I love the spot for Kansas City here, going on the road in a dome, dude. Patrick Mahomes, you know what's funny? I've talked about it on this channel quite a few times. Josh Allen in a dome, right? And how that leads to points historically. And Josh Allen, it just hits a different level in that Bills offense. Patrick Mahomes in a dome, he hits a different level as well. Now, of course, people are going to remember a couple of different Super Bowls that he's played in and the losses that he's faced in those. However, let's not forget about all the regular season success and the playoff success and the other Super Bowls that he's played in domes. Patrick Mahomes is 12-0, I believe, in the regular season in domes, averaging over 300 yards. I think it's a 24-6 touchdown to interception ratio, over 100 QBR. I mean, the guy's lethal when it comes to dome games. They haven't played in a dome yet this season, and now, man, they have to go. They go up against yes, they have to go on a road, but they're in a dome and they go play the Dallas Cowboys and that defense, which obviously has gotten better in the trenches and is now actually a respectable run defense, but still the pass defense is no bueno. And so I expect Patrick Mahomes and this offense that has looked like it's really been reeling at times this season, I expect them to have their way in this game. And then on the flip side, Kansas City's defense has just kind of quietly been really solid for quite some time now in the season, for quite a few weeks now. And so I think the Kansas City's defense is going to do enough. Obviously, Dallas wants to get in these track meets. That's how they have to win, is kind of in these higher scoring games. Kansas City's defense, I don't think, is going to allow that to happen. I love the spot. Now, Trey Smith is going to be out for Kansas City in this game. Tyler Guyton's out for Dallas on the other side, so a couple of really important offensive linemen out on both sides here. But I expect Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and company to be able to kind of navigate that loss on the offensive line. Isaiah Pacheco makes his return. And then I just love the spot for Kansas City here. Really quick to note, as far as the side goes, the Cowboys are 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 Thanksgiving games after covering against one of their divisional opponents, Washington, the Giants, or the Philadelphia Eagles. Also, Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have won 13 straight in this exact spot, and that being coming on short rest. When they faced a team on short rest, and when they're on short rest as well. So Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, they know how to get up for this spot, even if it's on the road. They've won 13 straight in this spot. And then also, obviously, the Cowboys have struggled on Thanksgiving as well in this spot. Others play in this game, so it's -3 for 2 units for Kansas City. The other play in this game, I talked about how I expect Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City offense to kind of have their way and maybe look like the offense that we've seen in the past. In past years. With that, we're going to go Rashee Rice. Obviously, their wide receiver 1, over 74.5 receiving yards for 1.5 units. I mean, Bryce, if you're a Rashee Rice owner in fantasy, you have been thrilled since he has gotten back from his injury this season, and obviously his suspension there. This is the spot. Like, I mean, this is the one now where this feels to me a classic 8-9 reception, 120 yard, 1 maybe 2 touchdown kind of day, like just a monster kind of performance from Rashee Rice. I think that it matches up well against the Dallas secondary. I think that with the Kansas City Chiefs' lack of success in the run game, combined with the Cowboys' stoutness all of a sudden since acquiring Quinnen Williams, how respectable they are in the run game, this Kansas City Chiefs offense is going to find their success through the air primarily, and that means Rashee Rice. This is the guy in their offense. So expect a big day from Rashee Rice. This is a smash spot for him, fantasy, betting-wise, all of the above. So Rashee Rice over 74.5 receiving yards for 1.5 units to go with Kansas City -3 for 2 units.
All right, well, TJC is going to have a little bit of stake with your Green Bay Packers, and my Baltimore Ravens are going to have the nightcap here for Thanksgiving slate. They're taking on a divisional opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals, who notably have their quarterback returning, Joe Burrow. They've sorely missed him. Over the past years, you don't have to tell me what Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been able to do to the Baltimore Ravens. He's connected for over 200 yards a couple times in his young career. We are looking at a prop for this game. However, it's not involving Jamar Chase. Where are we going in this one, Josh?
Yeah. We'll see what Jamar Chase's stat line ends up being. We every time we think, hey, maybe the Ravens want to cover that guy a little bit better, double, triple, just do whatever you possibly can. Do not let that guy beat you. Jamar's putting up another $150 or something on him. It's just something crazy, dude. But anyways, we are not going to Jamar Chase here. You mentioned Joe Burrow coming back in this game. That is big news, man, for everybody involved, obviously, in Cincinnati's offense. But in particular, Chase Brown, who has actually come on in recent weeks with Joe Flacco as the quarterback. Chase Brown now, this is I mean, again, I'm going to go back to the fantasy thing. If you're a fantasy owner here, you've been obviously thrilled with, your patience that you've demonstrated with Chase Brown this season. Um, well, now you're going to get, I think, the player that you drafted him to be. And that is a player who not only runs effectively, and I think he's going to find some success against his Baltimore Ravens run defense, but is a guy who can catch the ball effectively as well. And so, with that being said, we're going to go Chase Brown over 18 and a half receiving yards in this game for 1.5 units. Part of this play, Bryce, is obviously Jamar Chase is there, but it's because T. Higgins is not. Right, T. Higgins is going to be out with a concussion in this game. Big loss for the Bengals and what they want to do. As a result, man, Chase Brown becomes, in my opinion, the kind of de facto number two option in this offense in the receiving game. I expect a lot of screen passes, a lot of swing passes, a lot of flare routes to get the ball into Chase Brown's hands because if T. Higgins is not on the field, once again, you would hope that the Baltimore Ravens are going to do something to prevent Jamar Chase from carving them up. And so you need to find another guy to get involved. I also obviously I look to Mike Gesicki to get involved. I look to Andre Yoshivas to get involved. But Chase Brown is the next best offensive weapon in this offense. They will find ways to get the ball in his hands. And so with a shorter line here, 18 and a half receiving yards, I think we absolutely see Chase Brown kind of take advantage of this. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be a great day overall, man. Like all the totals are really high in these games. I think we're going to see fireworks in the first two games. There's actually a small piece of me that feels like maybe we might not see as many points as we think we're going to see in the night game between Baltimore and Cincinnati. I'm thinking maybe it's maybe a 45, 44 point kind of total kind of game, but obviously not enough for me to want to bet on it. But I still think it's going to be an entertaining game. This is a big spot for both of these teams, obviously. I mean, Baltimore's trying to do their thing in the division, and Cincinnati's just trying to stay alive here. So they need this game. If Cincinnati doesn't win this, you can pretty much write them off for the season. So I'm really looking forward to it. Expect a couple of teams playing with desperation in the night game. Looking forward to it. But Chase Brown over 18 and a half receiving yards for 1.5 units.
Yeah, really, all six of our teams are playing with a little desperation in tomorrow's game. So it should be an awesome slate, as you mentioned. As a recap, folks, in the first game of the day, we're going to have the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions to hit that over 48 number for 2 units. In the middle slate, we have Kansas City -3 for 2 units and Rashi Rice over 74 and a half receiving yards for 1.5 units. And in our nightcap, we're going to roll with Chase Brown over 18 and a half receiving yards for 1.5 units to close down our day. 3-1 week last week. Looking to build on it. Keep it peeled on YouTube. We might have a best bets video coming out for the rest of this slate if we can get the plays together for Sunday's action. So keep it tuned on here. Keep it tuned on X as well if anything else pops up. Subscribe to the free newsletter. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. We appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you later on.
Yes,
Take it
sir.
easy.